Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. You know the drill. If you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe. First, am I the asshole story? Posted by Lost Papaya 9278.
Am I the asshole for not accepting my sister's relationship with my ex despite her having cancer as a teenager? My 25 female father married my stepsister's 23 female mother when I was 4 and she was 3. We've lived together most of our lives and are a family. She and I were extremely close. She developed cancer when she was 14 and was sick for about 2 years. She's since made a full recovery. During that time, my parents became understandably overprotective. They also asked a lot of me. I quit my extracurriculars so I could get a job. The money went towards her medical bills, and so I could drive her to appointments. I didn't go to dances and any fun activities I once did because I needed to include her. I did almost all of this willingly, the exception having to quit my high school volleyball team. I did throw a bit of a tantrum about that, but was swiftly punished. And I think having one emotional breakdown was pretty chill given the circumstances. Anyhow, I go to college and meet my ex, we'll call him Ben, when I'm a junior. We fall in love, blah blah blah. He and I move in together when we graduate, so we've been living together for about 3 years. We were serious until July when I walked into my bedroom and saw him sleeping with my sister. I broke it off, tears were shed, he moved out, etc. My sister apologized at first but then backed off. I thought she was giving me space, but last week she called and asked if we could meet up. She told me that she and Ben were in love and were just telling me as a courtesy before they started posting photos online. Distraught, I left her in the restaurant by herself and did not pay my portion of the bill. She later Venmo'd me asking for the money. She told my parents, who then called me to their house, telling me how disappointed in me they are for not supporting my sister's relationship with Ben. They brought up the fact that because she had cancer as a teenager, she never learned proper social etiquette, and has a hard time meeting people. I don't buy this, in part because I've seen her socialize just fine, and since we spent a good chunk of the time she was sick together, that would also mean that I should have bad social skills as well, by that logic. They then told me that if I don't accept my sister and Ben's relationship, they may have to go no contact with me. I reminded them that I'm also their daughter and they should understand my point of view, but they are adamant that this is about me being jealous of her. For the record, I'm not jealous of her. I'm not upset that Ben picked her over me. I'm sad about the end of the relationship and do feel betrayed, but Lord knows that I don't want to be with a cheater. What I'm upset about is the fact that my sister chose Ben over me. That she slept with Ben knowing he and I were in a long-term, committed relationship, and continues to be with him knowing how much it hurts me. Now no one in my immediate family is talking to me, and I'm getting messages from aunts and uncles and cousins telling me that I'm an asshole and a selfish bitch. Top replies before the updates. Talaya said, "Not the asshole. Your parents are enablers. Cancer as a teen did not shrink wrap her and isolate her from the entirety of human mores and values forever and ever. Amen. From what you describe, it sounds disturbingly like you have been deemed the cannon fodder of the family. Take some time for yourself, put them on the back burner." Ecstatic_long_3558 replied, "Is it just cancer, or any potentially life-threatening disease that gives an exemption? I really need to know because I might have behaved unnecessarily for many years. Not the asshole." First edit, thank you everyone so much for your comments. This has gotten more attention than I expected and I'm having trouble keeping up, so if I don't say thank you, then thank you. I've been given a lot of food for thought. TBH, while I've had moments where I've been resentful or upset about my teenage years, I've always thought that I did the right thing for my sister and for my family. And that time wasn't all miserable. I was very close to my sister, and we made things as fun as we could. But I didn't think of it as an abdication of my parents' responsibilities, or that they were doing wrong by me, which many of you pointed out. I definitely have a lot to think about. Thank you again for making me feel less crazy about all of this. Diet Coke cans. Replied. The audacity of her parents to think that OP should get over it and accept the new relationship. She walked in on her partner and sister. I'm sure stepmom wouldn't take it lightly if she walked in on dad doing his sister-in-law. Cancer schmancer. CJ Sin TX. Writes. OP needs to look up golden child scapegoat dynamic. Stepmom has clearly chosen her own daughter, and OP's dad has chosen his wife. That lets OP completely off the hook. I'd distance myself from all of them, including the relatives who are berating her because her sister slept with her boyfriend. Ridiculous, let me guess, they are all on stepmom's side of the family. Good riddance. OP, you don't need them. Make your own family, who will love and value you, from friends, your cousins, and eventually your own little family. My best revelation was, I have my own money, my own home, my own car, and my own family who loves me. I don't need them. And I certainly don't need the way they make me feel. It's okay to cut out toxic people, even if they are family. Don't worry, either he or she will cheat, and then they will come running to you for help. Yeah, no. Sow, reap, bed, lie. Giver of gold. I usually thank people privately, but it won't let me and also says you do not exist. Sorry about the glitch. So my only choice is to say thank you here. Update. Sometimes you can only laugh. Just got off of the phone with my cousin, who saw this post and said he could explain a few things. I asked him why he was on Reddit instead of school. He asked me why I was on Reddit instead of work, and I said touché. He told me that after my conversation with my mom, she went to his house and talked to my aunt. And here's the deal. Turns out my sister is not only in a relationship with Ben, but 4 months pregnant. Which means she and Ben were sleeping together for longer than I had even guessed. Apparently my parents are so adamant that I forgive her because I'm already ruining their experience of their first grandchild. That's right, I'm less important than my stepmom posting ultrasounds to Facebook. This is where we're at. Anyhow, I called out of work sick the rest of the day, and am going to drink a lot of alcohol. Like, a lot of alcohol. And then start thinking about what the heck I'm going to do.
Second story. Posted by OK_manufacturer_8029.
Am I the asshole, or is my sister? Backstory: I, 32F, got engaged on April 2020, after 2 years of dating. We set our date of May 15, 2021, and told our families that night. My sister, 36F, met her now fiancé March 2020. She started demanding and giving ultimatums that he propose before our wedding starting in January. It was brutal. She was very uninterested in anything to do with my wedding despite being my maid of honor. My sister-in-law, also bridesmaid, did the majority of the planning for the events like the bachelorette party and bridal shower. My sister called me a bridezilla countless times, while everyone else said I was the most relaxed bride. Anyway, she got engaged in July. Her fiancé is currently going through a divorce and custody battle. No one has heard of any potential wedding dates, but my sister has been very firm that she will only accept a May wedding date. My husband and I planned our 1-year anniversary trip to Nashville. From May 18th to 23. We booked and put down a $600 non-refundable deposit about 2 weeks ago. I told her the day we did it. She texted me today saying I was going to hate her, but I have to move my trip, because that's the only date they can get married. I refused. She lost her shit on me. After hours of telling me I'm incredibly selfish, and ruining her wedding and taking the only thing she ever asked for, a May wedding date, away from her, she said if I don't move or cancel the trip, I won't be at her wedding. I told her have fun at her wedding and I'll have fun in Nashville. She responded, thanks for ruining my wedding MIL. She called me my narcissistic mother-in-law's name. I know my family is going to try and pressure me to move the trip, because they are afraid of how terrible she can be. But I'm planning to stand my ground. She knows how terrible and manipulative and downright cruel my MIL was or is. It was such a low blow. And I feel like catering to her, like I usually do, will say this is okay. I also think the only reason she wants a May wedding date is to overshadow me anyway. Am I the asshole? Told Iaso. Not the asshole. You didn't pick a date for your trip for random reasons. You picked that date because that is the date of your anniversary. Stand your ground, you're not the asshole. Tell your sister that you're not going to move your first anniversary trip to a different date that isn't your anniversary, and remind her that she already knew damn well that she chose to have her wedding on your anniversary, so she should have expected this. Also, call her out on her bullshit. You didn't deprive her of her May wedding. It's not your fault, nor is it your problem, that the only dates that are available are bad for you. That's on the venue, or whoever is the hold-up. It has nothing to do with you, so she can stop projecting her own bad luck onto you and your decisions. OK_manufacturer_8029. Ads. So, I didn't make this very clear. There is no wedding date. There's a potential date she would like to have. Nothing is planned or even talked about or looked at. No venue or vendors or anything have even been spoken to. Told Iaso. Replies. But I have to move my trip because that's the only date they can get married. That makes no sense. How do they know that's the only date range they can get married if there's no date set or vendors or venues? The only way she could know in advance that those are the only workable dates is if some vendor or the venue told her those are the only options. Murray_DZ_0308 says, good old sis is jealous as hell and wants to punish you by needing a May wedding. Stand your ground, especially because she really doesn't have an actual date. OK_manufacturer_8029. Ads. I can say any type of event or situation had to be overshadowed. She was engaged at 22, they broke up before the wedding. He ended it. She sat in a chair and looked at photos without a job for months. It was bad. I was engaged at 25. We broke up. I didn't move back home, and I cried but got through it. A week after our breakup, also 7 years after she had gone through hers, she flipped out on me about it and then told my parents she couldn't deal with or be there for me during this time because it brought up too many bad memories of her broken engagement. And she didn't speak to me for over a year. When it was her, she would ask me to sleep in bed with her because she couldn't bear to sleep alone, and I did, for months. Trick_few. Not the asshole that said, if you don't go to her wedding, it may haunt you for years to come. Of course she was acting like a turd. Is it possible that she's jealous of you? Hopefully, she'll move her wedding or give you the $600. B456654. Not the asshole. Your sister is having a case of my little sister got married before me, and I have a lot of negative feelings about it, so I'm going to try and rush and get married. That's for her to work out in therapy. Not to mention her fiancé is still legally married. Enjoy your trip and skip the wedding.
Well, what are your thoughts? I'm voting not the asshole. But leave a comment below on how you would react to either of these situations. I hope you like these stories. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when new stories come out.